Do you ever feel stuck, unsure what your next step is, or quietly wondering, is this it? You are listening to episode 1 of Journalistic Living, and today I will share with you what the word journalistic means and what it is that you can do to take the first step on your own journey to possibility. This is where it all begins. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Journalistic Living. I am Madeleine, your host. I walked away from feeling stuck to creating a life that truly feels like mine. And this podcast is where I share that journey through real conversations about personal growth, positive change, and becoming who you're meant to be by living a life that's rooted in intention, authenticity, and purpose. Join me in this adventure, and I promise you, you will discover your own way to possibility. Every Monday morning, I would wake up at 6 for 5 days a week. The alarm would go off at the same time, and I would hit that snooze button twice. Okay, sometimes 3 times, maybe even 4, if I'm being honest. I would scroll on my phone, telling myself, just 5 more minutes, which somehow always turn into, well, a lot more than just 5 minutes. Then finally, I would get up at the last second when that 4th or 5th alarm rang in my ear. I would let the dogs out, turn on the shower, and get ready for the day while constantly eyeing the time. Same routine, same drive to work, with the same 80s and 90s songs playing in the background, not even really hearing them anymore. And as I clocked in, I was already tired. Not the kind of tired from not sleeping enough, but a deeper kind of fatigue. You know that feeling. The kind that comes from doing the same thing over and over and over again, while hearing a quiet voice in the back of my mind whisper, "This can't be it." Ugh. And maybe you felt that too. That quiet voice. Technically not there to frustrate you, but to get your attention. A part of me started to wonder, what if this isn't it? At 2:15, I would stare at my screen. Not working, not resting, just existing. The cursor hovering over another email, like it was asking me a question I didn't want to answer. Around me, everyone was going about their day like every other day. Another meeting invite would pop up, another head sticking through the door with that just circling back smile. You know the kind. And then a thought came to me. If I keep doing this, would anything in my life ever change? That question is often the beginning of a transformational journey. Because the moment you start questioning your life is the moment you stop living on autopilot. It's with awareness that change begins. And that's what started it for me. That night, I sat in my car for a few extra minutes after getting home. Engine off, hands still on the wheel. I just wasn't ready to walk inside yet. I already knew how the night would go. Dinner, dishes, watching a show or two, staying half awake, having not the slightest clue what happened in those episodes. Scrolling on my phone, wasting time, while keeping a close eye on the 10 o'clock mark. Then, exhausted, going to bed, just to do it all again the next day, keeping that same routine. But for the first time, a thought appeared in my mind. I don't think I'm tired. And for the first time, I actually let myself admit it. I don't think I'm tired. I think I'm stuck. And admitting that, even just to yourself, that's not weakness. That's awareness. Maybe you have already had that moment where you told yourself that you feel stuck. If it was related to your work, a relationship, or maybe a living situation. For me, it was work. I could feel the weight I had been carrying for such a long time, and I didn't even realize how heavy it had gotten. But questioning myself and becoming aware of my situation, as uncomfortable as that felt, it was also the most honest I had been with myself in a long time. The next morning, 6 a.m. came again. But this time, something was different. I didn't hit snooze. I just laid there, staring at the ceiling. And I asked myself a question I had avoided for years. What would my life look like if I didn't keep choosing this? What if I chose something different? That question doesn't mean you have to change everything overnight. It just means you're finally open to something more. For the first time, to me, that question didn't feel impossible. That day, nothing dramatic happened. I didn't quit my job that morning, even though maybe I should have. But here's the truth. Nothing in my life had changed yet. And you don't need a new life overnight. You just need one honest step in a new direction. The right direction. I got up and I still went to work. Still answered my emails. Still sat through meetings. But during my lunch break, I did one small thing. I wrote down 3 words that I cared about. And honestly, at first, I wasn't even sure if I was taking the right step. But I wrote down 3 words that, in my heart, reflected who I am. Not words that looked good on paper, just what felt like me. It felt real. And for the first time in a long time, 5 o'clock didn't feel like an escape. It felt like a beginning. And maybe your moment will not look like mine, but it will come. That moment where something inside of you says, I am ready for a change. And I promise you, you will feel a shift that will either make you take a deep breath of relief, or it will make you smile in excitement. I want you to know something. That feeling, it means something inside of you is ready to go, to move forward. If you join me on this journey, you will start to think differently, feel differently, and act differently. If you stay on this journey with me, you are going to start seeing your life in a more positive way, one with possibility for something more. Whether you're working part-time, full-time, or running your own business, stuck in a job that feels draining, or maybe you're doing something else, but it doesn't feel like you. Maybe you're not satisfied with where you're at or with a relationship you're in, the way you communicate, the way someone treats you or how you treat someone else, how something feels off, but you don't know how to change the path you're on. Well, this space is for you. This is a space where you don't have to pretend. It's where you can be honest about where you are and where you're ready to go. Because feeling stuck, longing for something different, or wanting to live a life that feels truly yours, you are someone who's ready for more. And more importantly, you are not alone. So many of us are asking, when did life become about surviving the day, or sometimes barely surviving minute to minute? Life should certainly not be about surviving another day or being stuck in a situation or relationship that gives you no joy or meaning. It should be about thriving by living a life that's rooted in intention, authenticity, and purpose. You should be on a journey that embraces you, supports you, and gives you possibilities. You're not stuck because of your circumstances. You're stuck because you're holding yourself back. So, you ready for a change? Let's do it. Let me tell you, it was in that moment when I wrote my 3 words down, when I realized I had done something different, when I had made a choice, even a small one, that I felt a shift from feeling stuck to feeling something I hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. It was in that moment when feeling hopeful, that's where journalistic living began for me. Journalistic isn't just a name, it's a way of seeing life. The word itself comes from 2 ideas: journey, your life, your growth, your experiences, the ups, the downs, the moments that challenges you, and the ones that shape you, your self-discovery. And listic, something more whole, more intentional, a way of looking at your life as a complete picture, not just one moment, not just one role, but everything that makes you, well, you. And when you bring those 2 concepts together, journalistic becomes this way of living where you choose to move through life with intention while honoring that you're constantly growing, evolving, and becoming. It's not about having everything figured out. It's not about reaching some final destination. It's about embracing the journey, being true to yourself, discovering what brings you joy, taking care of your health, your mental clarity, and opening yourself up to all the possibilities life has to offer so you can live it fully. What if your life actually felt like yours? Not forced, not routine, but aligned, meaningful, real. Here's the truth. Most people don't feel stuck because they're incapable. They feel stuck because they have stopped listening to themselves. And the longer you ignore that voice, your own voice, the quieter it becomes. But the good news is that voice, it's still there. And you can reconnect with it, one small step at a time. And that is exactly what this journey is about. Now, if you're sitting there wondering, okay, but where do I even begin? Well, this is why this first step matters. This is where I want you to start. I want you to make a promise to yourself that at some point today, take a moment and write down 3 things that represent you. Not what you should care about, not what looks good to other people, just what feels like you. Don't overthink it. This is not a test. There are no wrong answers here. This isn't about having everything figured out. It's about starting to listen to yourself again. Because sometimes the smallest step is the most important step. Because when you can name what matters to you, you can start making decisions that align with it, that align with you. And honestly, that's exactly where my own journey started. With 3 simple words on a piece of paper. Authentic, creative, impactful. 3 words that reminded me who I am at my core. Words that I realized I needed to guide my life forward. Words that were missing from my daily routine that somehow got lost on the way. Now, keep in mind, those words may change over time, but what matters is that they feel true to you right now. So take that moment today and write down those 3 things that truly matter to you. And if you feel comfortable, I would love for you to share them with the rest of us. You can post them in the Journeylistic Facebook group or share them on Instagram and tag me at Journeylistic. I truly want to hear what's important to you, and I want to be part of your journey as well. Because this isn't just a one-time conversation or a one-sided conversation. This is a journey we're going to take together, step by step. And along the way, I will invite guests to share their insight, their knowledge, their life experiences of their journeys with all of us. In our next episode, we are going to talk about the difference between feeling stuck and actually being stuck. Because what most people don't realize is that those are 2 completely different things. And understanding that might change everything for you. You have more control over your life than you think. And I'm here to show you how true that is. It's something I have experience in, not just through my own life, but with the people I work with too. So, if you're one of the ones who feel like there's more to life than what you're currently living, even if you don't know what that more looks like yet, this journey, this podcast, is for you. If this episode resonated with you, make sure to follow Journeylistic Living so you don't miss what's coming next. Take a breath, trust the process, trust yourself, and keep moving forward. This is just the beginning, and I will be right here with you along the way. Here is until next time. Let's go.